Suhas.
Yeah. Hi, Pooja.
Welcome to Collie Brew.
Thank you so much.
And Suhas, congratulations on your win in the NBC. I know it wasn't easy, a very tough battle. So congratulations on your victory.
Yeah.
So Suhas, we'll
Thank you so much.
quickly start with the questions. Not question,
Yeah.
basically, just a conversation.
Mhm.
Coffee pe charcha, coffee ke upar charcha.
Right.
So Suhas, tell us something about, Benki and something about your coffee journey.
Yeah. So I've been in the industry for about in the coffee industry for about 12, 13 years. And I've been working. I've had my own company in Dubai for about 4 years. Then I was working for a French coffee company
Okay.
for about 5 years as a brand manager.
Oh, great.
And then I came back to India in 2017 and I started this company called Benki Brewing Tools,
Great.
where manufacture a lot of coffee equipment. And then
Okay.
also we distribute about 33 brands of coffee equipment,
Okay.
global coffee brands, equipment brands, sorry.
Okay.
And we expertise in creating our own products. That's what's unique about us compared to the market, the competition rather. That we are a made in India product.
Okay, nice.
We make our own grinders, we make our own tools and accessories, we make our own cleaning products and all of that.
Okay.
Plus, in addition to that, we have a training center called Specialty Coffee Academy of India.
Okay.
And then we have a recent addition to the academy is a coffee plantation.
Nice.
I've bought a coffee plantation where we'll be doing post-harvest processing training for planters and enthusiasts. And I have a coffee shop as well called Benki Coffee.
Great.
We have 2 outlets in Bangalore, small, tiny ones, 160 square feet coffee shops. And yeah, so these are the things that I do for a living. And that's about it. That's a brief on me and my company.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So, coming to National Barista Championship, what drew you to the world of coffee, and how did you get started as a barista?
Well, I just wanted to open a coffee shop myself from when I was a kid, when I was going to school. That was end goal for me. And that's where the passion for coffee started, with opening a cafe. Wanting to open a cafe is when the passion for coffee started. I was not really an avid coffee drinker to begin with. I wanted a cafe, not a coffee place.
Okay.
But slowly, as I started studying more about coffee shops and cafes, then I eventually figured out that there is so much more to coffee and there is a huge science to coffee.
Great.
So that's when I it was a big rabbit hole, and then I started studying. I finished my diploma from Specialty Coffee Association. I'm India's first diploma holder from SCA.
Oh, nice.
And I'm also India's first authorized trainer from SCA.
Okay.
I got myself certified, and then we got our premier campus certified as our campus as a premier campus from SCA. So then that's how I ended up being a barista. I said there's so much more to coffee than just owning a coffee shop.
Okay.
So I started learning brewing, barista, roasting. We have our own roasting facility as well. We don't sell coffee. We don't sell roasted coffee. The roasting facility is for training.
Okay.
And then that's how I ended up being a barista. I go man the bar after I finish work in the office. I go work behind the bar in the coffee shop, because that's sort of is what fulfills my passion for coffee. Otherwise I would feel that I'm stuck in a wrong place doing the wrong thing, in a corporate job, sort of sitting behind laptops. So that's my that's how I am
you
a
became a
barista.
barista. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. So as we have a few questions from our followers on the page Curly Brew,
Okay.
So the first question is from Avnish. He has a
Uh-huh.
question: why do baristas narrate the story in the competition while
Why do
brewing?
baristas?
Narrate the
Uh-huh.
story in the competition.
Why do they say a story? Why do they tell a
Yeah,
story?
yeah. Why do
Yeah.
they tell a story along with brewing the coffee?
Yeah. So story can be anything, right? It could be how you got that coffee, how was that coffee processed, or why you decided to serve that coffee. For example, I'll take my example, why I chose to say the story that I said,
Okay.
right? So at, what is the purpose of the competition? Let's take a step back and say, what is the purpose of these competitions itself? The purpose of these competitions is for baristas to compete and up their skill. So
Great.
basically, all the rules that are there in the competition are for uh, a coffee shop to follow. Like, let's say, cleaning the drip tray, the steps of steaming, steps of brewing,
Yeah.
how should we press the button as soon as we insert the portafilter and things like this. So the goal of this is to better the quality of coffee globally. This is the purpose of the competition to begin with,
Okay.
right? So this obviously also is the intention of the competition is to increase consumption of specialty coffee, increase
Okay.
the uh, pay scale in the market, increase the education level in the market for specialty coffees, right?
Okay.
When the intention is this, imagine for a common consumer, how would it be if I were to just brew a coffee and then just slap it on the table? You're not showing why this coffee is different, why this coffee is special. So this is
Okay.
targeted towards, so the way we are serving the judges is where we want to serve our customers,
Okay. Okay.
right? Education. So I've like I said, I've judged the competitions for 9 years now in
Oh,
UAE,
nice.
Qatar, Kuwait, India,
Okay.
right? So before the competition we go through something called as judges calibration,
Okay.
right? In the judges calibration, we are told that, hey, did you learn something new from this guy who served you this coffee today? You need to
Okay.
give him a higher score in professionalism and presentation if you have learned something new.
Okay.
Because the
Okay.
goal of the competition is to uh, transfer knowledge to your consumer or to the audience. Here they are judges. In my coffee shop, it's my customers. So have I added any value to them?
Okay.
Is one of the very important things. So when I tell a story, I will add value to the consumer. In the
Okay.
competition case, it's the judges. So that is the reason why we tell a story
Is
to
it
make it
also
all the more
something?
enticing.
Yeah. Is it
Yeah,
also
yeah, please.
something to do with the customer engagement apart from
Yes,
sharing the
absolutely.
knowledge? Okay.
Absolutely. It's customer engagement. It's about making that beverage beautiful for them, not only just by taste, but also by experience.
Okay. Okay. Great.
Right?
Avnish, hope we have
So
answered your question. So as we have second question from Isha, how do you finalize your beans for the barista competition? When I
finalizing
think
the
she means the estate and the, which estate you choose,
yeah.
because India is a hub of coffee.
Correct, correct. So I'll tell you what all goes through your mind when you're deciding on the coffee that you want to use for the competition. Primarily, the first thing is, what is it that you like, right? Me as a competitor, what is it that I like is
Mm-hmm.
the first thing. Because for me, honestly, if I don't like the coffee myself, I will not be able to talk about it with passion, which I will not be able to convey to the judges, and then I will not be able to win it. So first thing I look for is, what is it that I like in a coffee,
Okay.
right? So then I start hunting for coffees that I like.
Okay.
And once I start hunting for coffees that I like, the kind of profiles that I like, then second thing that comes to my mind is, will this be accepted by the judges? Does
Okay.
this have the complexity? Does this have the flavor notes? Can this win a competition? Like, is this complex enough or high quality enough to win a competition? Is the second thing that goes through my mind. And obviously, one very big thing is, you also have to look at your judging panel,
Okay.
right? So what can work like, a coffee can score a very high score in an advanced market like UAE or UK or Australia. The same coffee might not score high in India,
Okay. Right.
because the judges are also exposed to a certain kind of coffee, because definition of good coffee changes from people to people. So
A
then
lot of
the third
public.
thing that I always look at,
Yeah.
yeah, So
No,
the
you
third thing I
continue.
always look at is who am I serving it to, right? So if I were to serve a certain profile of coffee in an Australian competition, I would not be accepted because the judges there are completely different and the
Okay.
judges here are completely different. What they would score high would be different than what they would score high here because the education levels of the judges are also different. So this
Yes.
is the third thing that I look at. Yeah. Then the fourth thing I start looking at is, will it work good as an espresso? Will it work good as a milk beverage? Will it
Okay.
work good in a mocktail? Signature beverage is essentially a mocktail. So can this coffee do well with all three rounds? It might taste amazing in a espresso, but it might not go well with the milk at all.
Okay.
So this is the third thing that goes through my mind.
Okay.
So these are the four, I mean, the fourth thing that goes through my mind. So these are the four things that I sort of evaluate before I decide a coffee.
Great.
Yeah.
The next question is, what's your process for creating new and innovative coffee drinks?
So again, there are two ways of going about doing this, right? So the first way is probably the easiest way, where like let's say I get strawberry flavor notes in my coffee. Example. So I choose to take an ingredient, probably strawberry oriented ingredient, and try to enhance the strawberry tasting note.
Okay. Okay.
Right? So I will say I will take a complementing thing. Like for example, chocolate and strawberry can go together. And then I will say, okay, I will use strawberry and chocolate and then I'll enhance it. Or I will say, I will take a blueberry or a blackberry or some sort of berry, which will enhance the berry flavor notes, which is essentially strawberry is present in it. I will enhance it.
Okay.
Right? So that is like the safest and the easiest way of going about creating a signature beverage. The second way is where you take a contradicting ingredient.
Okay.
Right? So you take a completely contradicting ingredient and then you try to make it into a new thing. Like for example, I take red and yellow, I mix it, I get green.
Yeah.
Right? So that's another way of looking at it. I'll take two contradicting ingredients, mix it, which is strawberry in my coffee, and then another flavor, which is not there in my coffee at all. I'll mix both of this to get another amazing flavor, which is what I chose. This is a more difficult sort of thing. So I chose to use, so I had no strawberry in my coffee at all.
Okay.
There was pineapple. There was green grape. I chose to put strawberry reduction in it and I got muskmelon and papaya tasting notes.
Oh, okay.
Right. And then I said, my coffee does not have a buttery sort of a tasting note. It was very tea-like, etc. So I took butter and then I infused it with coffee. I mixed it with my coffee. Then I got salted caramel tasting notes.
Okay. There's a lot of science
So,
behind this.
yeah, absolutely. So that is, I mean, one way is you can play safe and then do that. And the other thing is make it quite risky like this and then try to bring out a new flavor. Yeah. So these are the two ways of figuring out. Yeah.
Well, only a coffee, nerd would, or a coffee curious person would be completely involved and keep trying, with new flavors.
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah. And the last question is from Vijay. On what basis are the winners selected? He's been waiting for you to answer from last 3 days. So
there are plenty of things that we get evaluated on. There are obviously our first thing is our technical skills in terms of if you are following correct procedures. This can be downloaded on the SCA, the World Barista Championship website. So what are all the technical things that you are evaluated on in terms of tamping, distribution, how we insert the portafilter, how the extraction is, what is the difference of time between both the shots of coffee. So these are all the technical aspects. How are you keeping your station clean, station management, etc. And the second thing you get evaluated is your sensory ability.
Okay.
Sensory aspect of the coffee. How good your coffee tastes and how good are you in recognizing the flavor notes of the coffee. You're supposed to tell what you're going to taste in the coffee. If it matches, you get a high score. If it doesn't match, you get a low score. If you miss out on a flavor, let's say you have banana tasting note in your coffee, very evident, and you don't say that, you lose score. Yeah. Okay. So even if you don't identify, you lose score. If you identify wrong, you lose score as well. And then again, the next thing is your creativity in how you prepare the signature beverage. Okay. You get a score. Then the last thing is your professionalism. How well did you present the coffee? Did you explain it well? Will you, after listening to me, will you be able to make the signature beverage at home or your coffee shop? Yeah. So so these are the things.
Great. So it's just not
So
the taste
ease of
alone.
no, it's not the taste alone. It's
Yeah.
not the taste alone. Customer skills comes into play.
Okay.
Creativity comes into play. So you're rated on everything, all of these things. And obviously the last bit of it is in a national championship, do you see this winner representing the country?
Correct.
Is he capable? Can he be a spokesperson for specialty coffee in India? Can he represent this whole nation of a coffee nation?
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And then does he have the means to make it happen? Does he have the know-how to make it happen on a world stage?
Right.
So these are the aspects you're looking at as a judge when you're evaluating the contestant.
Great. So you have answered it very well, Suhas. I think even non-coffee lovers would be curious now to know more about the National Barista Championship and other coffee competitions. Great.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely,
It's
absolutely.
time for some rapid fire. So
Sure.
we have some quick questions for you. 1 minute.
Okay.
So yeah, not much thinking time would be given to you. So let's start. Can you make a coffee that tastes like pizza?
No.
No. Okay. Have you ever accidentally put salt instead of sugar in someone's coffee?
Not accidentally, intentionally, I have many times.
Oh man. Okay. Any story behind that, or you want to share?
No, I was just pranking
Okay.
like the other one. But then actually in black coffee, you can put a pinch of salt. It will actually taste good. You can.
Okay.
Like a pinch. Yeah.
Just a pinch. So what's the weirdest coffee related dream you have ever had?
Weirdest is me winning the Barista Championship twice.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah,
No,
I've completed
I don't
2
call
times.
it weird.
Yeah. What would I say?
No, that's probably you have been in the industry for long, and
Yeah.
you have been so much into coffee that I mean these dreams are common.
Yeah. So probably it was a dream, but it turned into a reality. I was not expecting it to be turning into a reality. One weird dream was me always, whenever I went to Chikmagalur, I have a lot of clients, planters as clients. We sell maceration tanks, fermentation tanks, and plantation equipment and stuff like that. So I always used to have this weird dream of me being a planter.
Oh.
Right? It always sounded weird because I don't know a thing about growing coffee.
Okay.
Right? I know everything that is there to be about brewing coffee, roasting coffee, etc. I did my post-harvest processing. So I finished, I graduated from Sustainability Coffee Institute. So I know things about post-harvest processing, but I don't know a thing about growing coffee.
Okay.
Right? So it was always a weird dream for me for being a planter. But that I never thought that would become a reality. But then last year that became a reality. So that probably was a weird dream, but that became true. So it's not weird anymore. Yeah.
What's the most unusual coffee flavor combination you have ever tried?
Coffee with mushrooms.
Okay, coffee with mushrooms. So let's say if coffee suddenly disappeared from the world, what would be your go-to drink?
Oh, very tricky. I don't think that I can find a replacement for it. Beer.
Beer, okay.
Won't get the same effects, but still, yeah. I mean, that's my second favorite beverage in the world.
So, no coffee, then it's just beer. Right.
Beer, yeah.
So,
absolutely.
if you were on a deserted island and could only have one type of coffee, what would it be?
One type of coffee in terms of a beverage or one type of bean?
No, beverage.
As a like a Americano, cappuccino, latte, like that.
Beverage.
Espresso.
Okay.
Espresso, hands down. Yeah.
Your memorable moment in NBC?
When I was on stage.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in my element. I was enjoying it. I was super happy when I was on stage.
Like I remember you mentioning something about your intuition. So yeah. What was that about? You had mentioned, I think, in semifinals.
Yeah. So for me, like you mean my performance? You mean what I was saying?
No, what was intuition at that time in the semifinals? I remember seeing your post.
My intuition.
Yeah, what was it about?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, after finishing my performance, my intuition was that I'm going to win this competition.
Okay,
Even
okay.
after the final run. Even after the final run. Yeah, yeah,
Great, great. See,
yeah. So I was super confident.
just like your dreams have come true, I'm sure, we have this
Absolutely,
also in pipeline.
absolutely. I'm manifesting it, and
Yeah.
then won't give up until I do.
So the last question, what advice would you have for aspiring baristas who is looking forward to make in the industry?
I aspiring baristas. I would just say that get into the intricacies. The devil is in the details, right? So don't. If you want to learn, there are a million ways. You don't have to come to a training with me in our academy. You don't have to do that at all. Even without that, you have YouTube channels. I mean, it's for free. Um, Download videos, watch it on the flight, watch it when you're in the bus, in the cab, etc. If you really want to learn, there are a million ways to learn. There are books, there are so many things, but get into the depth of it. Don't fake it. I don't believe in fake it until you make it sort of thing. So yeah, get into like the minute of the details. Even if you're a barista, you should know about the plantation, you should know about roasting, you should know about sensory, green coffee, and everything. That's the only way you can excel in this industry, and it's such a specialized industry, right? I mean, I always compare chefs and baristas, right? And then I always put down chefs, right? A lot of chefs hate me for this. I tell that the chefs have 20 ingredients to work with to make a delicious dish. I mean, they
Okay.
can go wrong with one small ingredient and then they can fix it with something else. It can always be masked very easily. But we baristas have a very tough job because we only have two ingredients, water and coffee,
Right.
right? I have to impress a guest by just two ingredients. So our job is more tougher than a chef's job,
Okay.
is what I always tell people. So look at it that way. And then all baristas should be super proud that they're working with two ingredients and then impressing people.
Great, great. So,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
your favorite coffee tagline?
Stop bad coffee.
Stop by coffee. Great.
Yeah,
Nice. This is
yeah,
catchy.
yeah. Yeah.
And one line for Curly Brew.
I mean, you're doing a amazing job, like trying to connect people, talk about specialty coffee, etc. It's hard work. Getting people to hear to what you have to say is one of the very tough things. I mean, I go through this myself as a specialty coffee guy in a world where it is filled with commercial coffee people. So keep up the great work. It's a struggle. I'm sure you don't show it on your face or when you talk, but I know that it's like a super difficult task that you're trying to do to show to the world what specialty coffee is and how is it different and how is it so amazing compared to commercial coffees or just coffee. So you have Team Benki's full support, and we love what you're doing. And
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much. Yes. So,
Yeah.
Suhas, thank you so much, for taking out time in such a short notice. I know I just asked you 2 days back, and you have been very humble enough to, just fit in this schedule and answer these questions. I'm sure. I mean, you don't need any fan following because you are the coffee man of the industry. So
Yeah.
people know,
Thank you so much.
Suhas and Benki, and I'm sure there are so many people out having a lot of queries. People are interested in coffee. So, after seeing this interview or after seeing this chat show, whatever queries people had or whatever curiosity people had of knowing you about your interest in coffee, I'm sure this will, address to the queries. So thank you so much, Suhas. And any queries, I think people can directly, approach you. So
Absolutely.
do help them out, and let's take the Indian coffee culture to the global level together.
Absolutely. India has arrived, and we are making waves and noise in the global market.
Yeah.
And I'm super proud. In a lot of rooms that I enter when I'm in a global stage, I'm the only Indian. But that is changing, which is a very good thing for us. And then people are respecting Indians now, which is
Right.
really great for me and for the people in the industry. We'll see more and more Indians in the global coffee community, and then making some noise now, which is
Yes.
so cool. And yeah, I think it's a collaborative effort, and then the whole industry has to come together
Okay.
to make that happen. And I'm sure we'll do it. I'm sure we'll do it.
Sure.